YAHUAH'S breath. Barashith, Genesis chapter 50. And Yusuf fell on his father's face and wept over him and kissed him. And Yusuf commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father. So the physicians embalmed Yasharel, and 40 yomim were completed for him. For so are completed the yomim of embalming. And the Mitzrites wept for him 70 yomim. And when the yomim of weeping for him were past, Yusuf spoke to the household of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found favor in your eyes, please speak in the hearing of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear, saying, See, I am dying. Bury me in my grave, which I dug for myself in the land of Canaan. And now, please let me go up and bury my father, and return. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury your father, as he made you swear. And Yusuf went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Mitzrayim, and all the house of Yusuf, and his brothers, and his father's house. Only their little ones, and their flocks, and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen, and there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Jordan. And they lamented there with a great and very heavy lamentation. And he observed 7 yomim of mourning for his father. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning at the threshing floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning for the Mitzrites. That is why its name was called Abel Mitzrayim, which is beyond the Jordan. And his sons did to him as he had commanded them, for his sons brought him to the land of Canaan, and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, before Mamre, which Abraham bought with the field from Ephron the Hittite as property for a burial site. And after he had buried his father, Yusuf returned to Mitzrayim, he and his brothers, and all who went up with him to bury his father. And when Yusuf's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, What if Yusuf hates us and pays us back all the evil which we did to him? And they sent word to Yusuf, saying, Before your father died, he commanded, saying, This is what you are to say to Yusuf. I beg you, please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin, for they did evil to you. And now please forgive the transgression of the servants of Yahuwah, of your father. And Yusuf wept when they spoke to him, and his brothers also went and fell down before his face. And they said, See, we are your servants. And Yusuf said to them, Do not fear, for am I in the place of Yahuwah? And you intended evil against me, but Yahuwah intended it for good, in order to do it as it is this yom, to keep a great many people alive. And now do not fear, I provide for you and your little ones. So he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. And Yusuf dwelt in Mitzrayim, he and his father's household. And Yusuf lived 110 years. And Yusuf saw Ephraim's children to the third generation, the children of Machir, son of Manasseh, were also brought up on Yusuf's knees. And Yusuf said to his brothers, I am dying, but Yahuwah shall certainly visit you and bring you out of this land to the land of which he swore to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob. And Yusuf made the children of Yasharel swear, saying, Yahuwah shall certainly visit you, and you shall bring up my bones from here. And Yusuf died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was placed in a coffin in Mitzrayim.